Anyways, hey, we got a guest on, right?
Yeah, let's get this guy on. Harris Berger on.
All right, now on the phone we got amateur porn star Harris Bergeron. Harris, you there?
Yes, sir. I am.
Did I
Call
say
you
right?
Harry? Can we just call you Harry?
You know what? For the purpose of the show, why not?
All right.
Hey, Harry.
Well, Harry, let me ask you this, man. Did I say that right? Are you an amateur porn star or are you a professional? What's going on?
You know, right now I'm somewhere in between. I've been working both in and out of. I've been doing like amateur stuff with my girlfriend, and then as a result of that, we've gotten some professional gigs. So I don't really know where I stand. Stardom is a strange concept.
Is this something you wanted to be growing up, which is a porn star, or did you just fall into it?
I mean, doesn't every little boy growing up jacking off to porn on the internet wish that they could be the guy doing it?
I don't know.
Not me, man.
Well, perhaps I'm just fucked in the head.
Well, I mean, it's a whole different lifestyle, right? Because are you?
Yeah, but
Doing
look at the
porns only
background
with
of his
your
house.
girlfriends?
Look at the background of this guy's house. Like, I think the lifestyle's pretty decent. He's got recessed lighting.
You know?
I think he's doing okay, right?
Yeah, is it good money?
Right now, I'm just crashing at my buddy's place, but
Because he's homeless. That's what
your
happens
buddy
when you're a porn
it's
star.
actually tremendous. My life is horrible. I'm living out of the back of a car. Nah, I do all right. Right now, the amateur porn does not make the greatest money.
Does porn make money anymore with the free internet? I mean, I don't see how porn stars even make a living anymore.
So the market has changed a lot. It's gone from big stars, Jenna Jamesons, and all of them, to the amateur porn producers and webcam people, and it's become a much more, I guess, it's almost become a free market. It's a capitalist haven.
Yeah, so do you think more people can make a living now doing porn than back in the day?
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah, see, that's what's happening.
Uglier people, too, obviously.
Yeah, because there's these niches, right?
Oh, yeah, so there is there's a lot of niches, and if you can find your niche, that's where you'll find the money. I was actually messaging this girl. Oh, this is kind of gross. Her name or her website is pooalexa.com.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she does. Now,
can we get her on the show?
I mean, she's online. I'll send you her email. You might be able to get her on the show. I'm sure she'd have fun with that. But she basically she sells her poop. People literally
she sells her poop?
She sells physical, as in takes a dump in a baggie every morning and mails it out, and is apparently usually back ordered up to 6 days, selling it
Are you
$200.
serious?
So is this a hot chick or is
Did
she?
you know what he said? $200 a log.
What?
$200 a log.
I mean, how is there a minimum inches on the log? It's got to be, or is she?
You know, I'll be honest. I
Poop out
wasn't
some
looking in great
nuggets.
detail at the size of the logs. I was personally just slightly shocked at the price and wondering, would I poop in a bag every morning?
You know how some people on eBay they'll
Dude.
give you a little gift. You think she sends her poop and it's I threw a little extra in there for you.
Oh, fuck. Wait, so this poop, what do people plan on doing with this stuff? I mean, because I feel like you're a little more educated.
Do you really want to know? Because
Absolutely.
I have a feeling they're
tell me.
rubbing
if you look
it
at her
on themselves.
website, it's not just the logs that she's selling. She also sells baked goods made with them.
Oh,
So I can only assume that when
What?
somebody gets a raw log, that's for their own ingredient purposes. Why buy the butter when you can buy the cookies pre-made?
Is that hygienic? That sounds like you're going to get the worst kind of some kind of infection or stomach virus or bacteria or some kind of disease. I mean, what's going on here?
You'd really think it would be. But at the same time, if you're the kind of dude who's going out of his way to consume something with fecal matter in it, first, I hope they're baking it. I feel like with baking it, that should kill the germs, theoretically.
I think so.
Yeah, it makes it taste better,
I've not
too.
spent much time theorizing about this. But if you're eating it raw, there's definitely a high risk of some kind of disease. But maybe those guys are living in disgusting enough homes that their immune systems are just used to shit particles in the air.
So going back to Dizzle's first question, what kind of logs are these things? I mean, are we talking half foots or what?
So that's the funny thing is she was talking about how she actually does custom orders. You can actually request a specific diet for the day before.
I would request diarrhea.
Oh my!
Do you think when she gets diarrhea, she flips out I'm fucking losing money here? God damn it!
Do you think when she gets constipated, she just loses out on a lot of income?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah, but at the same time, the chick's living in what appears to be like a really nice house. She and her husband literally
God.
don't work Because like when you've got $200 a day guaranteed income just from the dump you take, like I feel like.
Well, I got a business idea, and I'm serious, right? There's a lot of gay guys out there now, right? That are willing to come out the closet because it's more socially acceptable now.
Yeah, we're living in the future.
So, from what I know, gay guys love straight guys more than they like gay guys. Like if they can get with a straight
porn
guy,
is actually one of the biggest industries
what
in
about
the gay porn industry.
Straight poop for gay guys? Like if I poop, I'm straight. I poop. You think No, I'm being serious. Do you think there's a market for that?
Oh, Dizzle.
Or is there a guy already there that's kind of cornered the market?
I have sold. I've gotten away with selling underpants for upwards of like $60.
Where do you sell? Well, like where's this market?
All over the place. There's
I've seen
a few
Reddit
websites
group
that have been like shut down that were like basically Craigslist for adult goods.
Ugh.
There's a subreddit for it.
Yeah, I've seen a subreddit.
There's all kinds of stuff like
now,
that.
Are you posing as a woman and wearing these, or you're posing as a man and like gay guys are buying it?
Oh,
or
posing as a man.
like,
my girlfriend also sells her shit, and well, not shit. That's something pertinent now. I'm glad that that's now part of our conversation.
Excellent.
No, she also sells her panties and other goods like that.
So if you're selling panties and everything, you're one step away from selling shit. Why not just sell the shit?
You know, it's funny. We actually discussed that last night after seeing that. Like, would we be willing to cross that line for that level of guaranteed money?
So was this
would,
after like you had a big
absolutely.
dump?
Oh yeah, no, I totally would. It's a matter of convincing her.
what's there to convince? Like, is it like an ethical thing for her, a moral thing? What's
I mean, if you, it's not my poop being sold, so I feel like I'm not at liberty to discuss how it feels. But admittedly, like having the knowledge that there's some men out there who are getting their jollies just smearing your shit all over them.
You know,
I'd be entirely comfortable with myself.
Last week, UPS delivered the wrong package to my house. I opened it. There was shit in there. My neighbor was ordering this.
Yo, Harris. Wait, so you're saying you sell underwear with your girlfriend? Which one of you guys make more money?
Oh, her, definitely.
Her? Okay. What's the most someone's ever paid for her underwear?
Oh,
or does she have a set price?
Oh, yeah. Or
so. Honestly, we do not have a set price. Well, basically, it's sort of almost a social engineering thing. We'll read the guy based, like most of our sales are done through FetLife, which is basically Facebook for fetish people and people who have who are into that kind of stuff. And for example, like there's just like a fucking vanilla dude in his 20s who just wants a pair of panties. You're not going to get more than like $30 or $40 out of him. And then at the same time, there's another dude. I can't even remember his name. It was something pathetic. He literally wanted to be called Baby Dick. That was the kind of person that we're dealing with here.
All right.
As in his preferred nickname was Baby Dick. And he was just a submissive, pathetic fuck who she at one point convinced to put a tampon in his ass just to see if she could.
Oh my
God.
God.
He paid, I think, $120 for a pair that she wore for like 3 days that was filled with my cum.
Now, did he request your cum, or is it just dripped out?
He requested cum. It's not our job to just decide what type he wants.
Okay, so he did request cum on the panty.
What do you mean filled? What do you mean filled? Define.
As in he wanted it. He said he wanted it moist, and he wanted cum in it. So right before sending her off to go and deliver them, I just.
Okay, so you don't come in her and it drips down even, which is probably what he wanted.
We have done that.
But you just came on the panties.
Yeah, in this particular instance, it was.
Did she even wear it? Did she wear? Okay, so she basically bought a guy's cum in panties.
Yeah, pretty much.
Thinking it was a chick.
You know what? That's the kind of guy Baby Dick was, and he was happy.
Baby Dick. So you said this guy was super pathetic. I mean, this is how this guy gets off with. I assume, like, within the fetish community, like, all of these fetishes, no matter how, like, pathetic they are generally accepted, right?
Oh, yeah, no, it's funny. The fetish community is one of the most accepting, positive, friendly communities I've seen in my entire
Wait, you
life.
say positive?
Yeah, they're positive. They're
Fuck
happy
it, I love positive-minded people, man.
It's really uplifting.
The underwear is always half full.
A grown man wearing a dress with a bow in his hair, 300 pounds plus, and every comment is, "Wow, you look adorable, baby."
Oh,
you should throw these up on Reddit. They'll make it to the front page, I'm sure.
I actually have a couple of times with great success.
Can you imagine like getting a credit line at a bank and they're like, "Yeah, how much do you want just to lend you?" And like, "We want to buy this $1 million house. What's your collateral?" Well, I got a lot of fucking shit. I plan to eat a lot and work out a lot. for the next 2 months. You know,
Yeah, my future income is constantly going up. I've been shitting up a storm. Let me ask
I
you
just
this.
ate 3 bowls of Chipotle, guys. See Gold Rush coming.
Yeah, I wonder if they request like, "Hey, go eat Korean food."
Yeah,
In her
right.
words, apparently the most common request is corn.
Corn.
Oh
Oh, because
my
it doesn't.
God.
Thinking fat bastard, like, corn! When do we eat that? Like,
Because it doesn't like fully digest, right? You got the kernels
yeah,
still
no,
in there.
you get like the nice aesthetic of.
You should
And
try
it probably
some.
tastes nice. Corn is pretty sugary.
You should
You know what? That
sprinkle
also
some.
gives you nutritional value.
Sprinkle some chia seeds on top.
There you go. Get some quinoa in there, maybe a little kale
$200
on
bucks a
top.
log, bro. You could actually put a
I'm thinking
picture
about
of a
doing it.
chick that's hot as hell, maybe,
Right, and shit it out.
and just dump all day, dude.
Yeah.
Just leave your corporate job and just
I
start.
love how you guys
eating.
can't get over this.
Hey,
This is something we
do anybody buy used tampons? Because I will fish them out of my trash can once a month and sell them.
Oh,
Actually, yes, those
Oh.
sell very well. One
What
of the
am
more,
I doing
one of the
here? I
more
can be
upsetting
selling all
ones-
sorts of shit in my house.
if you shut down this studio next week,
I'm closing the podcast and I'm selling shit.
I'm sorry. if
fuck
I'm
am I
the
going
one
to
who
work
gets
every
a lot of
morning in the
business, I feel
cold
like this is
tomorrow?
my fault.
Can you imagine fishing
No,
out?
no,
Your
no.
wife's like, "What are you doing?" You're like, "Bitch, I'm making money." Shut up.
Wait, so Harris, let's change the subject a bit. Can you tell us about your humble origins?
And that's no fun.
I think he's got a pretty cool story.
We were
about it.
talking, we were
Heroic
talking
origin.
shit here. We were bonding. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
talking shit. You guys can't get over that.
So I actually got started. Of all things, I was I had just broken up with a girl I'd been with for like 3 years. I was feeling shit about myself, and I was just browsing Craigslist for God knows what reason. I was probably like trolling for pussy, and I just had it set to all. And I saw
What do you mean
that there's
probably?
Like a
You
modeling
know
opportunity.
exactly what you were doing.
Oh, I was trolling for pussy.
Okay, there we go.
All right. So someone was looking for a model.
And I saw that there was a post looking for a male model, and I was just like, paid? Sure. I mean, I'll respond. Let's see what this is. And it turns out that it's this older gay dude who lives in like a fucking penthouse out in D.C. And he wants me to come, and without touching me, he just wants me to do a nude photo shoot. And I'm like, I'm a bi, so that's not something that bothers me. He's definitely a little creepy, a little sad, a little gross, but he also has $300 cash for me to get naked for like an hour. So that's where my, morals lie.
Now, this was your first time to have a stranger take your picture, probably, right?
Oh yeah, I'd been posting pictures of my dick online since I was like 16.
Right, but he was going to take pictures of your whole body.
Yeah.
So
And-
weren't you a little afraid, like, where are these things going to end up? Like,
No, but I also lack foresight.
Ooh.
So, I don't know. It's one of those things that's never bothered me. I was having a discussion about this the other day. Somebody was like, "Well, what if you get caught? What if people catch you and judge you for it?" If they find those pictures, that means they're looking up
Exactly.
twink models for gays, and so I've got that on them. And then beyond that, if they're the kind of person that is looking up gay models and then is then judging said models, I don't really know if they're the kind of people whose opinions I give a shit about.
yeah, and you probably don't even associate with those kind of people. And you're probably
Honestly, yeah, no.
so out of any kind of corporate job or anything that, what do you give a shit?
Yeah, no, I'm working towards a paramedic career, and those dudes do far more fucked up shit on a daily basis. Like all the guys that I've worked with have had lots of experiences that's like, oh, porn, psh, okay.
As long as the shit buying market holds up, you got a career here, bro. I wouldn't switch from it. That sounds
yeah, no,
easy job. Just sitting there eating Fritos and shitting into a
That's
bag.
right, man. So Harry, take us back to that photo shoot, the first one. Like, what happened? So you go there, you walk into the person's house. It's a nice place, right?
Oh, the dude's loaded. And that's actually a lot of the local amateur porn scene. Like out in Cali, out in Florida, there's actual porn producers whose sole job is making porn. And in the rest of the country, most of what you're going to find is going to be amateur photographers, amateur pornographers who are just wealthy people who have kinks that they can't see satisfied naturally. Or I guess they can't just go out and pick up a chick and see this thing happen. That's what a lot of the porn is. Like, for example, I recently did a shoot with Bella where it was shrinking porn. It was a shrinking fetish. The dude and his wife, they both have this fetish for the concept of a man or woman being shrunken down to a tiny size and then being, I don't know, either carried around or treated like a pet or used sexually as, say, a dildo or something like that. And admittedly, that like you can't really go to Google and find high quality edited, like this dude's using CGI. I literally laid down on a green screen and played the role of a dildo. I had to sit still like I was rigid so that we could green screen my body onto.
Were you thinking what
dildo.
the fuck at this one point when you're standing still like a dildo? Are you thinking like, what the fuck is going on?
Actually, that was one of the happiest moments of my life because I was just like, how many people get to put that on their resume? I played a dildo.
Yeah,
like,
but the thing is, you probably wouldn't put that on your resume. Would you?
Oh, he would, dude.
We have
he's a
different
porn star,
priorities.
dude. Yeah, come on.
Oh, I get it. I'm thinking like
Yeah.
a resume like you and I know.
Yeah.
Well, no, like that's just one of those
wow.
things that like I like gathering stories. I like gathering different experiences that I can share.
So
And
you
I
had
feel
like
that's a pretty awesome one. Like, how many people can say that they've had that happen in their life?
you
And
were there for the perverted James Cameron making like porno Avatar,
Oh,
green screen in it.
Like, honestly, apparently the dude is at like the head of his genre, and apparently it's a big genre. But every single video he posts gets to #1 like immediately on the site. So he's got people who are sitting there waiting for his shit to be put out.
What kind of money do you think this guy's making?
Can we see your video right now?
I can send you a link to the preview.
Yes.
I can pull that up. But I'll
Dizzle, is
send
this
you a little
something we
GIF
need?
that he made.
Do we want to see this guy CGI'd as a dildo?
We can throw it in as bonus
the only one
footage.
that I've got the preview footage of is the me being shrunken down. Like, it was me and Bella and some chick that we actually never met. She was entirely edited in separately.
Oh, okay.
And what's funny is this dude actually has he has plot, he has a full script, and we made $1,000 for about 8 hours of shooting, and didn't actually have to we didn't actually make any contact with each other. I laid down on a green screen and masturbated and looked frightened because the concept that I had been shrunken down and I was scared of my crazy ex-girlfriend, yet also turned on.
You sound
And-
like you're making really good money doing
Oh my
this.
god! No, it's 1,000 for both people, I think, right?
Yes, $1,000 for both of us, but for 8
So
hours of work, that's-
$500
8 hours,
for an 8-hour day.
and you have to lay
Yeah,
back.
and we share
pretend.
everything. So I just uploaded that to Imager for
Are
you
you
guys
working
and sent
on
you
a
link.
daily basis?
No, honestly, finding work's a little difficult, but that's when we're just producing our amateur shit and just sort of filming whatever we feel like filming, whatever kinky thing we're in the mood for. And that's all promotion. And we're actually working on getting a site up for her where you can do custom order videos. Like, instead of us going to them, they're going to come to us.
So that old creepy guy that was taking pictures, you end up at his apartment, right? Or his nice
Yeah.
pad up in Washington. And is it immediately like creepiness, or is there conversation, or how does this turn out?
To his credit, he tried incredibly hard to be as warm and welcoming and not awkward as possible, which made it all the more awkward. it seemed like it was sort of surreal because I walk in and the entire experience is like a job interview. It doesn't feel like there's this creepy old dude who's about to take pictures of me. He's like, "Oh, would you like a glass of wine? I've got beer. Yeah, it's really wonderful to meet you. I loved our interactions in the emails." And then after a while, I was just sitting there like, did you want me to actually do this, or are we going to sit here?
Do you think
awkwardly
maybe he
converse?
kind of thought that you'd sleep with him or do something sexual?
He actually rehired me 2 times, and admittedly, the second time he did, he was like, "So is it okay if I suck you off?" He's a very nice man, but a little submissive. He's like, "Is it okay if I I don't know, suck you off a little bit?" And I'm like, "I got a girlfriend. That's not okay." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, can I masturbate?" And I'm just like,
Jeez.
all
What
right.
what kind of things are going on in this country
the
that nobody
dude's paying
knows
me
about?
$300 and I'm already naked in his house. What am I gonna do? Be like, "No, you can't touch."
So what do? Just stand and bend over and spread your cheeks for this guy? What is going on in this photo
I'm
shoot?
just doing typical modeling shoots, and when you're doing a gay themed shoot, oh yeah, it's straight up the same poses that you see chicks in. It's just fucking here's my dick, here's my butthole, and to me it's not that exciting. Apparently it's titillating based on the comments and whatnot that you see online, but it's just yeah, I'm standing here with a hard on. Okay,
But you know you're about to show your butthole. Do you extra wipe? I mean, do you use some baby wipes before you go out there? Or are you a little
no,
self-conscious?
you go fucking hog wild with a razor. You make sure that is sparkling.
How do you shave your butthole, man? You can't. How do you
It's
do
easy
that?
as, are you kidding me?
Okay,
It's
explain to me.
It's easier than shaving your balls.
Wow.
You've
okay.
never nicked maybe like a little
Never.
end if it got a little hemorrhoid going or anything?
How do you do? How do you do it, man? Are there mirrors involved?
No, you grab a cheek, you pull it, and then you get in there. Like you pull away from the butthole so that you don't cut anything. It's not that complicated.
I actually use one of those razor things, and I have nicked a butthole before. Those things are brutal, man. Yeah, stick with the razors.
Oh, fuck. Wait, okay. So, as far as like these gay shoots, like, how do you have performance anxiety at all? Like, can you just maintain a hard on while someone's trying to take pictures of you?
So that's the funny thing is I'm actually awkward as all fucking get out. In case that has not been apparent so far, I actually have severe social anxiety, but when my dick's out, that's when I've got the confidence needed to get by with whatever I need. So I think the takeaway there is I just need to always have my dick out. But yeah, no, that like it's one of those things where it's just like I don't know, like once I'm nude, it's all good. And I like performance anxiety has never really been an issue because I'm an exhibitionist. I get off on the idea of like being seen, which is why I'm glad that I found Bella, who is also an exhibitionist. Like we've actually done things like we've done live shows where people have paid to just sit in a room and watch us fuck. Like it's basically the equivalent of live pornography, and people pay like $100 to $200 a ticket just to come watch.
Wow. So wait, let me ask you this: do people ever do your girl?
No.
Out of the question.
There's a strict, like, no
So
sharing.
you're not cool with that at all.
Like $1,000, let's do your girl. Like no way, right?
Oh God, no.
So you're not with other women then in your porns.
No.
It's
So
all solo stuff.
we exclusively work together. Like she was working as a like she was doing glamour modeling and runway modeling back before I met her. She's way out of my league. And I was just doing basically porn work and being a stunt dick in various videos and stuff like that.
How do you meet a girl like this hot?
That life. And apparently we've got enough kinks in common and whatever. Like it's actually funny. We have a very weird relationship in that we originally met up essentially for a hookup. We met on a hookup website after both of us had just basically had failed relationships, and we tried the traditional avenues and found nothing but heartbreak and disappointment. And now we have this like fucking romantic comedy true love relationship with a bit of porn kinkiness and fucked up shit mixed in.
So it's not just all about sex and kink and fucking. You actually have a real loving relationship.
Honestly, the best I've ever had. And part of it, I think, is due to the fact that there's a lot of implied trust in the kinky realm of things and in making porn together. Like you have to have a very healthy, trusting relationship to do that and share that with other people and make that work.
Now, is there a section on FetLife where there's women that want to hear a man only talk about heavy metal music? Because we know a guy that's all he does for women.
So, unfortunately, that niche has been filled about 15,000 times over. If you go and look at the profiles on there, he actually sounds like the stereotypical male FetLife user.
Really?
Wow.
If you look at all of
Metalhead
them,
is
they
the
all have the same
stereotypical
metal shirt, a bit of a neck beard,
Oh my
and-
gosh.
and are just looking for hookups and actually don't know what they're doing, but pretend that they do.
Holy fuck.
I don't know who
You just
you're talking
described
about,
Metalhead.
but that's the stereotype on FetLife.
Oh, wow.
Well, Harris, we learned a lot today.
I have one more question.
Oh,
for
go
him.
ahead. Sorry.
I have a question. What's the most? So you're starting to break into this. Like you're going to make a site for yourself, so you can have the people come to you. I'm assuming that you're going to do this live cam thing, right? Because that's taken off, right?
Yeah, that's good money.
Okay, so what's the most you've ever made in a room with you and your girl having sex? Like, what's the most? I mean, the most you've made from however many people were in the room. Like,
You're talking about cams where they tip, right?
no,
We've
like
actually not got a high enough quality webcam that she and I have shot together, but I have actually made about $600 in one night just masturbating by myself in my room.
Do you have to show your face?
You don't have to, but I did.
How much would I
you are in
make
the
if
wrong
I don't
business.
show my face?
Woo is in the wrong business, bro.
Woo's jacking off all night. He should be
all the
just
time.
putting a cam on his
Bro,
dick.
like
Woo, seriously.
you do it 3 times a day. That's 8 $1,800.
I don't know if
You're
it's
missing out
free.
on this.
And you can have
you
these
gotta be able
long
to-
marathon sessions. They'll love
Here's
it.
the thing: you got to be able to keep doing it. You got to be able to come and then keep going. You got
okay.
once you come and just stop, then everybody's disappointed, and you never get.
Can you play? Would they be cool with World of Warcraft with one hand and then you masturbate with the other?
Oh my god.
Yo, check
You
it
know
out.
what? We got to make a new like Twitch.tv.
Twitch.tv. Yes, excellent. But the thing is, like, okay, so last show, you guys were all like, you weren't even watching me, right? I could definitely not maintain an erection with you guys, like, talking
But
at
this
me.
is
Even
real
though, like,
people in the room.
This is real people in the room. Yeah, this
When
sucks.
there's money on the line and it's just like, basically, it's going to be a bunch of screen names. What do you give a shit?
Yeah, no, like honestly, it's just like you can pull up whatever porn you want on your computer screen. For all you know, there's nothing other than the light on your webcam,
Right.
and there is no other indicator.
Ignore
that
those people
are
in the room.
And then you're done, and it's $600 in your bank account.
Right.
watching. Now, mind
We'll
you,
be
that
making
was-
more
that
than
was
all of
over-
us.
That was masturbating for about 5 hours straight.
Oh,
Anal play.
okay.
So there was effort involved on my part.
So why did you stop after 5 hours?
You know, at that point, I was afraid my dick would fall off.
Okay. So this isn't something you can do very,
Wait, so
often.
when
That,
you-
that was about 6. Like I came about 6 times over that 5 hour period. And had to maintain an erection the entire time, as well as doing like anal
So
play.
it's
on the
actual
Oh,
work.
oh
in
my
that,
God.
dude. It's actual work.
Oh yeah. So the rule of porn, they say it's the rule of 8s. You gotta be able to last 8 hours. You gotta be hard for 8 hours. You gotta be at least 8 inches long, and you gotta live in the 801 area code. So you gotta have those 3. Now I'm
But
not
that
in the
801 area code
but
is
that
no
rule's
longer
kind of fallen out.
right.
But what's that?
That 801 area code that doesn't really even matter anymore, right? Because you can
Yeah,
be anywhere in the world
that's a nice
doing it.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen these webcam girls, and I was reading up on them, and apparently, like in Philippines and stuff, they have guys that are like webcam pimps. They just get a bunch of chicks, and they put up like those booths almost, those whatever people work in, those cubicles,
right.
and they just throw cameras on. Like, there's girls like right next to each other on cubicles, just
So,
Taking their
fun
clothes
story. I accidentally kind of got into that role for a little bit, just because I know how to run marketing online. I worked in search engine optimization and like online marketing for a while, and I was working with a bunch of girls at this restaurant, and like one of them happened to know about my other career and came up asking if I could set her up as a cam girl, and I got her set up, and then she was making money, and I was just getting a cut of it, and then she went to like 2 or 3 of her friends, and they were all oh, I want to do that too, and suddenly I've got like a harem of like 5 girls who are all webcamming and just giving me some of their money to promote them.
Webcam pimp.
No joke, dude.
jeez. How much do you make doing that?
Oh, jack shit, not worth the effort at
Oh,
all.
really?
Oh.
And
So,
you're probably
I was
corralling
like-
all these women and trying to get them to come to work, and
Yeah, and honestly, like
Protecting them from other
once
people.
once you've slapped a bitch a few times, like it loses the
There
fun.
you go.
Like,
Okay.
So wait, let me ask you this: when you first did your 5-hour thing with the jerking off session, does your money just start at 0 and it's like a stock market, like you're in like an IPO or something? Is it one of those kind of things?
you're trying to get tips from people.
Is that what it is? Is it
Yes.
tips?
Yeah, so
Like people
basically-
request stuff.
So technically doing it for free. You can create a private room if somebody pays, like you can say, like if you pay me, they usually have an alternative currency. Like instead of paying $5 you can get in, it's like 2,000 fun tokens and you
Yeah.
get to see my butthole. Like, and it's much more Chuck E. Cheese like than actual currency. And so you can either work for tips, and then you can have at the bottom of your page, like, tip me 5 and I'll do this. Tip me 15 and I'll do this. Tip me 200 and you get a private show.
What is your like top of the line most expensive thing that you do
That's definitely like anal penetration with toys.
with a toy? What about a finger? Is that right below toy? There's a little
You know,
tip of
like
your finger.
fingers are smaller than toys, but they cost more just because it's kind of grody.
What's the cheapest thing you'll do?
The cheapest thing I'll do is I'll sit there and jerk off. I'm usually already doing it, but people will pay me to do it anyway.
Right on.
Dizzle's reaching into his wallet right now.
Yeah, I think he's very
He's pulling out $1. Is that going to cut it?
I don't actually know the conversion rate. I've never bought the Fun Time bucks, but it's
Oh my
like
god.
Now, is there a market like if I have a really small penis, like am I going to get no tips, or is that a fetish like on these chat rooms?
so. I guess it's one of those things where there is a fetish out there, but it's so easy to find that nobody pays.
There's too many of us out there, huh?
But it might not be easy to find truly if you have to look really hard, right?
Yeah.
Hey, like, but at the same time, there's always like, just like in porn, there's always like, I was always under the impression that I'm actually below average because I've only ever watched porn. Like, just like that, there's always going to be someone smaller, and you're just sitting there like jerking off 2 inches, and you're like, "Yeah, guys, look at how tiny I am." And then some dude with a micro penis, it's like a little button sticking out, comes out, and he's like, "Oh, well, I've actually got a 1/4-inch penis." And then everybody leaves you. You're abandoned and unloved
Man.
because your penis wasn't small enough.
And that's
you're
when you
too
is that when you kill
average.
yourself?
I wouldn't
or
have
no?
that problem. I don't think. I'd be
my
I'd be
God.
world champion.
Alpha micro dick.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Harris. I think we've heard enough. But hey, seriously, this has been a really fun interview.
He's got to come on
think-
again, dude. He has to come on again.
I think I've found Bonafide a new career. Your new name is Boner Fried, and you're gonna be wearing underwear and
Boner
selling
fried.
it.
So you're getting into the penis removal and cooking fetish.
Oh, there we go. There's a fetish for everything.
All right,
Bonafide.
Harris.
Adios, guys.
Later.
Thanks,
man.
dude. See you, man. Like
Man,
that.
that was a good.